Today we would like to explain the NanoGAS FMT method, a new fecal microbiota transplantation FMT method developed by Symbiosis Company. Before explaining the NanoGAS FMT method, we would like to discuss FMT. Have you ever heard of the terms gut microbiota transplantation or stool transplantation? The official term is fecal microbiota transplantation, abbreviated as FMT. FMT is a treatment method that involves transplanting the fecal microbiota from a healthy donor to restore balance to the patient's gut microbiome. FMT is currently being carried out in various countries and regions around the world, including the United States, China, European countries, and Australia. Recently, 3 types of microbiota preparations used for FMT have gained attention by receiving approval as medicines in the United States and Australia. All of these are for the treatment of recurrent Clostridioides difficile infection, RCDI. RCDI is a serious infectious disease that causes a large number of deaths, especially in Europe and America. Therefore, treatment of RCDI with FMT has become a new beacon of hope for many patients. This has led to the expansion of FMT applications to various diseases, including irritable bowel syndrome, ulcerative colitis, autism spectrum disorders, and cancer. Currently, on clinicaltrials.gov, the U.S. government's clinical trial registration site, there are approximately 500 registered clinical studies and trials related to FMT for various diseases from research institutions worldwide, including the United States. All of these clinical studies and trials are being conducted using similar FMT methods. FMT is also performed in a similar manner in Japan, and the Advanced Medical Care B for RCDI and ulcerative colitis are now being promoted. Now, we would like to explain how these FMTs are implemented. The characteristics of the conventional FMT method are shown in this table. A fecal microbiota fluid, or its capsule preparation, is prepared by processing stool from a donor bank or a close relative with a saline solution. This is administered to patients via colonoscopy or orally, after they have received antimicrobials for multiple days or undergone bowel lavage. The new FMT method developed by Symbiosis Company is performed differently from the conventional methods. Well then, we would like to explain the new FMT method. Company Symbiosis has developed a new FMT method, officially named NanoGAS FMT, which is less burdensome for patients. We would like to explain the new FMT method in more details. Unlike the traditional FMT method, this method does not use antibiotics before transplantation. Additionally, since endoscopy is not used, dietary restrictions are unnecessary, and intestinal cleansing is also not required. The amount of fecal microbiota fluid to be transplanted is extremely small, less than 1/1000th of the conventional methods when expressed in terms of bacterial count. Furthermore, during the transplantation, instead of using an endoscope, the microbiota fluid is administered near the rectum close to the anus through a thin rubber tube with a diameter of just under 7 millimeters. The administration time is only about 10 minutes. In this way, the new FMT method is performed in a manner that is gentle on both the mind and body of a patient. Why can the NanoGAS FMT procedure be performed without the use of antimicrobials? The reason is that instead of the conventional FMT method, which uses saline solution to prepare fecal microbiota fluid. We use a nanobubble water created from a new technology. The NanoGAS, a nanobubble production technology patented by Symbiosis Corporation, supports the NanoGAS FMT method. For the development of this technology, the Small and Medium Enterprise Agency Director General's Award was awarded by the Japan Institute of Invention and Innovation. NanoGAS FMT method was created by replacing the saline solution with hydrogen nanogas water, which is friendly to both humans and environment when preparing the microbiota fluid. For those who wish to undergo procedure, you will be required to undergo an intestinal microbiome balance test prior to transplantation. Based on the test results and the doctor's examination, we adjust the amount of microbiota solution to be administered and blend the stools of multiple donors to optimize the efficiency of FMT. Until now, the NanoGAS FMT method has mainly been carried out at medical institutions affiliated with doctors who are members of their Association for Clinical Research of Fecal Microbiota Transplantation Japan. As shown in the figure, the new method has been applied to various diseases. The number of cases is over 670, targeting autism spectrum disorders, irritable bowel syndrome, atopic allergies, constipation, ulcerative colitis, etc. As for other conditions, they include schizophrenia, leaky gut syndrome, functional dyspepsia, tic disorder, Tourette syndrome, and more, as listed here. In order to perform FMT safely, we conduct thorough health management of donors. Doctors regularly interview donors, and dedicated donor banks conduct rigorous laboratory tests on donor stool. We perform the tests listed in the guidelines of each country, as well as other necessary tests. We will explain the various laboratory tests that are actually carried out by the donor bank. The first slide is a test to monitor the donor's health condition. In the questionnaire, we confirm the donor's age, gender, height, weight, and other health-related information. During your examination, your doctor will check your blood pressure, pulse, auscultation, and urine test. In the blood test, we will conduct 8 general blood tests, 35 biochemical immunological tests, 9 infectious disease tests, 4 immune function tests, and 4 tumor marker tests. Genetic and stool tests are performed as part of the donor stool management process. In the genetic test, we perform 16S rRNA, ribosomal RNA genetic analysis of the intestinal microbiota. The stool tests include 4 resistant bacteria tests, 14 food poisoning tests, and 12 immunological tests. In the past, testing standards have been tightened overseas due to the occurrence of serious adverse events in some patients using the conventional FMT method. Since the beginning of FMT, Symbiosis Company have conducted strict tests that meet the testing standards established in other countries. As mentioned earlier, the medical institutions in Japan have performed the NanoGAS FMT method in more than 670 cases so far, and in the past 5 years, only mild adverse events have been observed in a small number of cases. The detailed number of adverse events is as shown in the table. There were 2 severe cases requiring emergency surgery or hospitalization, including cases resulting in permanent and serious disabilities, 3 moderate cases that interfered with daily life, and 40 mild cases that did not interfere with daily life. To summarize the key points of the NanoGAS FMT method, no antibiotics are used and no intestinal cleansing is required before transplantation. An endoscope is not used during the transplantation. Hydrogen nanogas water is used to prepare the fecal microbiota preparation, and the dosage of the fecal microbiota is extremely small. To ensure safe FMT, we conduct thorough health care of donors, and we also test donors and donor stools for at least all items listed in the guidelines of each country. Based on the above measures, we are implementing a new FMT method that differs from the conventional FMT method. Please check via the QR code the latest information on medical institutions where the NanoGAS FMT method is available. Medical institutions are located in various regions, each with its own unique characteristics. You can choose according to your needs. In addition to an intestinal microbiome balance test, medical institutions also conduct various blood tests and provide dietary and nutritional guidance before and after transplantation. If you have any questions or need advice on which medical institution is best for you, please feel free to contact us. We are pleased to announce that in September 2023, the clinical study on the efficacy and safety of the new FMT for autism spectrum disorder was successfully concluded with favorable results. We are continuously working to improve the quality of the new FMT method, ensuring that patients can use it with confidence. Our efforts in this area will continue.